to pay the mortgage. It's not your responsibility to pay the electric bill. It's not your responsibility to pay the cell phone bill. In the findings of fact, judgment, conclusions of law, judgment of divorce, it's her responsibility. She just lied to the court. I didn't know, which was a lie because she knew. Yes, I do not find her credible at all. You have evidence to show that things are damaged, or am I just going off of he said, she said? Or are you just going to have Logan provide testimony? And again, I'm going to say from the last hearing, I don't think it's probably appropriate to have Logan testify. From the last hearing, it was highly traumatic to have Logan on the stand. He broke down. It was awful. It was awful to witness as a judge to see Logan on the witness stand. We're set here today in this matter for a contempt hearing. We are here for an order to show cause contempt matter filed by Mr. Aley. Mr. Aley, this is your motion that you have filed. You are seeking certain personal property, and for Ms. Aley to pay certain monies to you as you believe were ordered by Commissioner Krupa. At this time, I'm going to ask, there's a gentleman here with you who was seated next to you. Is he going to be a witness as well?
No, he is my recovery coach in Onyx Sober Living Program out of Polk County. He's my mentor.
That's fine. That's all I need to know.
Okay.
So I'm going to have Mr. and Mrs. Aley and Logan Aley, please stand up, raise your right hands, be sworn in.
Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to provide in this matter should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You all may be seated. All right, Mr. Aley, this is your case, so you have the burden of proof. You may begin with your witnesses and your evidence.
I don't.
For the record,
Yes,
I know nothing about the case. I don't know what you're asking to be, what property you're asking for her to, quote, surrender. I don't know what you're asking that she be ordered to provide to you that was, or be provided to you, which was ordered from Commissioner Krupa. So that is what you have to inform me of today.
Okay, to start off with, on the date of our divorce was final, she was court ordered to sell the property within 6 months or refinance the property.
Your Honor, it was a year. After a year,
All
I was
right,
supposed to.
you hush, okay? Because he gets to have the floor right now. You'll get to respond. I get to take judicial notice, and I'm looking at my order right now.
Okay.
I have eyes and I can read. All right, Mr. Aley.
Okay, she was court ordered to sell the property, refinance after 6 months after the divorce was final. And if she did not do so, she was court ordered to pay me $1,000 a month toward the equity of the house. None of this has happened. The house went into foreclosure 2 times. The first time I wasn't aware right away, but the second time I was. I had some situations, some legal situations when I relapsed on alcohol. I was incarcerated for 2 months in Polk County. When I got out of incarceration and came into the Onyx program, I started receiving my mail. It was getting forward. I started getting my documentation from Cross Country Mortgage. I contacted them, worked out a situation. They remodified they did a loan modification, which cost a lot of money. I got all the documentation on it. I pulled it out of foreclosure twice. I haven't received anything. The property values were not what I thought they were when we were divorced. On record, it was stated that it was worth $160,000. I had a Leon, I forgot what his last name, from Grantsburg Realty, put the house on the market for $239,000. And I thought, well, great, it's going to sell. Well, Rachel got an offer it was either $193,000 or $197,000. She refused it and said that wasn't enough money. And here I'm making the payments every month and remodifying the loans and everything else because they're just in my name. Rachel wasn't able to have any type of credit or have her name on any type of loans or anything. And but I was ordered.
Things get even messier. A previous offer on the house was allegedly rejected, while Mr. Aley says he continued covering mortgage-related expenses.
in your court to sign a quit claims deed for the property. For the last year, I've been making payments and keeping the house afloat so we wouldn't lose it. I've paid the electric bill. Electric's been shut off a couple times over there. I paid the electric bill, $500 and something. Cell phone bills, I paid those, which that's not really relevant. It's not really necessary. I did that for my kids so they'd have their phones. But I've just kept Rachel from totally sinking. And when the house went on the market, my realtor called me, says, Tim, people don't even want to walk into the house because it's so nasty and terrible. I said, the other realtors don't even want to show it. So I thought, well, you know, I said, I don't know what to do. I said, I can't talk to her, can't communicate with her. I said, you'll have to get hold of her yourself, Leon. So anyways, I pulled it out of foreclosure. I made the final payment last week for the loan modification. So getting back to the personal property, I brought the situation in the court order to receive all my personal property, my tools and everything with Court Commissioner Krupa. And he, I don't know what you would call it, ordered 2 days. It was on a Saturday and a Sunday for me to go out to get all my stuff. And Commissioner Krupa told Rachel in the court order that all of my stuff was to be staged in front of the garage and then on the property. And she was not to be present since there was a no contact restraining order on me. So I got 3 people around to help me with 3 trucks and a couple of trailers. Went to the property. Rachel's there. So I loaded what was in the driveway and got out of there. I was supposed to go back the next day to get the rest of the stuff, which I did not do because I knew she was going to be there. And all of my property, like the pontoon, my 4-wheeler, my lawnmower, my big 0-turn lawnmower, my chainsaws, everything that had a motor on it was totally destroyed. Holes drilled in the blocks of the 4-wheeler. The lawnmower had half of the motor broke off of it. The pontoon had holes drilled all up underneath the pontoons. Everything was just destroyed. The lower unit on the pontoon looked like somebody took a sledgehammer and knocked it off. Everything I got was destroyed. The restraining order on my 3 younger children, the 9, 12, and 15-year-old, has been expired. So I get regular visits with them. And I asked them, I said, what happened to all Dad's clothes, my suits, and all my hunting gear and everything? He says, Al took it in the backyard and burned it. So all of my personal property was burned and destroyed. I don't know what's left over there, all my contracting tools. I got a small list here of things that, everything that was mine that I accumulated for my business and everything. It's simple tools, but it's a significant list. I haven't received anything. When I left Rachel and filed for divorce, I went back with the sheriff's department the next day. The only thing I got out of this marriage was like 2 pair of socks, a couple pair of shorts, a pair of tennis shoes, and a broken, dirty laundry basket. That's what I walked away from. It was very devastating. Like I said, I made some terrible decisions in my life and relapsed on alcohol and got involved in some other things, and I hit bottom hard. But just thank God I'm back on my feet and I'm straight-minded. And I don't want to take nothing from her that she doesn't deserve. We were married almost 16 years. You know, I just want what I am fairly due, you know? And if I wouldn't have found out about this foreclosure on this property, we would have lost it, you know? And that's got my life savings in it, you know? And like I said, she turned down, I believe it was $193,000 offer, not in 197. I got an email. I was looking for it from Grantsburg Realty, but even at $197,000, I mean, I was to get only $20,000 of that, you know, and I've just invested my whole life. I mean, I even raised her 3 older kids and had no problems with them after they got older. And I feel that I'm an awesome dad. I love my kids, always come first. And I've always been a good provider. I tried to be a good husband, but we just I feel like I wasted 16 years. And I look back at it now, I didn't waste it. I got my children, you know. But like I said, I don't expect this court to award me everything 100%, But with what I'm doing with keeping the place
The testimony becomes deeply personal as he describes nearly 16 years of marriage, raising children, providing for the family,
from being foreclosed on and buying the kids the school clothes, I'm just, that's my responsibility, you know?
It's not though. It's
But-
not your responsibility to pay the mortgage. It's not your responsibility to pay the electric bill. It's not your responsibility to pay the cell phone bill. In the findings of fact, judgment, conclusions of law, judgment of divorce, it's her responsibility.
Well, you know, the thing is that's why I always took care of managing the money, and I did great with it, you know. One income the whole time we were married, for the most part, till toward the end. And we always had nice stuff, four-wheeler, all the kids had four-wheelers. We had both drove new vehicles, and the house, I paid for the house back probably 7 or 8 years ago. I paid $50,000 for the house. It was a foreclosure. Of course, we had to renovate it, but it was beautiful. And I put probably 60, 70,000 in a new roof, and it was my life savings. And it's like it just got jerked away from me, you know?
So, Mr. Aley, what are you asking from the court?
I'm asking for, all I want is my half of the equity, and I want these $10,000 worth of legal fees from the mortgage companies, from the mortgage company here, and I just want to be reimbursed for my tools and what I've invested. I'm court ordered to pay $1,085 a month in child support. I think I owe 2 months of arrears. Right now, I'm drawing unemployment, and she's receiving $250 a week out of that. But as far as all I want is my half and my tools.
So I have a couple questions for you, and I'm letting you know right now that this hearing is going to be adjourned, and I'm going to need more time, but I'm also going to need more evidence from both of you when we come back. I'm looking and I see that you have a list of property, but you said that you had things that were damaged. Do you have evidence to show that things are damaged, or am I just going off of he said, she said? Do you have pictures of this damage, or are you just going to have Logan provide testimony? And again, I'm going to say from the last hearing, I don't think it's probably appropriate to have Logan testify. From the last hearing, it was highly traumatic to have Logan on the stand. He broke down. It was awful. It was awful to witness as a judge to see Logan on the witness stand. Awful.
Yes, it was.
You watched it. Ms. Ainley watched it. The court watched it. Everybody in this courtroom watched Logan testify, and it was horrific to see.
You know what's really what I'm ashamed of, when I came in here that day, what the court hearing was about a box of tattoo ink and an air fryer, petty stuff like that. And this all came out and caused my son, you know, stress over something petty like that. I mean, this is not something that's tattoo ink or whatever, you know. I mean, Rachel started getting my unemployment. My unemployment was held up for quite a few weeks, but finally it was approved. And she was getting, I think Sherry down at child support said she was getting a couple of $900 checks. 2 days later, I mean, it's like my daughter, Journey, said, yep, mom's going to get her tongue pierced.
You can't tell me what
I mean,
anyone else said, okay? Because
you
that's
know,
called hearsay.
I mean, it's like she doesn't spend her money responsibly, you know? The kids don't have clothes. I mean, the bills aren't paid, but tattoos are getting done.
Getting off course, at least right now for today's hearing. So you're asking for your property, but again, I need you to answer my question. Are you going to be able to produce evidence, or are we just going off of he said, she said? Are we going off of your testimony, Miss Ainley's testimony, and perhaps what you're going to hope Logan's going to testify to? Or do you have pictures and other things to support your testimony?
I've got some pictures of the truck that was destroyed, and I got pictures of the clothing that was in the back of the.
And you have them printed out for the court?
I don't.
If you
have them
don't, then
printed out.
that's for the next hearing, because this is sounding to me that this is going to be a longer hearing than what the 15 minutes was set for.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so you're going to need your evidence to support your case. And Miss Ainley, you're going to need your evidence to support your case. And it can't
the judge quickly pulls everyone back to evidence. Pictures, valuations, documentation, those are what will matter next time.
be be on a phone, either one of you. It can't be on a phone, or I'll take your phone, and I'm glad to take your phone, but I have to keep it for a whole year.
Mhm.
All right? Because it has to go, and I have to wait for the whole appeals process to go through. Okay? So if that's what you want to do, and I have to have values of what you would be looking for at receiving, and I have to know if you're looking at having the home go up for sale, because I'm gonna get to you,
It's
Miss
sold.
Ainley. It's sold,
Yeah,
the house sold.
that's what I was trying to say.
I have,
He's refusing to sign for them to get,
All right, so Miss Ainley, before I get there, then the house sold. Miss Ainley,
I'm supposed to close the 22nd.
so what happened?
He's refusing to sign for them
House
to get
sell,
the payoff.
house sell to.
It is, Fair Deal Home Buyers,
Fair Deal Home Buyers,
and they're paying 160 cash,
160 cash.
so I can get him paid.
Okay, and so then we do need to deal with that aspect, at least here today, because I need to know, well, or I can hold it up, because he needs money. I need to know how much he's gonna get or not get for this property, because it's gonna come out of his house.
Everything he left is still there and not damaged. I can take pictures,
But
not
then I need
damaged.
to have those pictures, and I need to go there, but the house isn't going to be sold until we have this hearing, you understand? So either he's not holding it up, now the court's gonna hold it up. Okay, because I need to know this stuff, and either I was going to say it needs to be sold by one of three. I was gonna give you three options to go with the local realtor. I'm fine if you want to use Fair Deal Home Buyers, that's fine with me. And if you think 160,000 is a fair market value, that's not for me to say. Honestly, it's not for him to say either.
I accepted.
And that's fine. I don't care if that's the amount that you want to go with. As long as Mr. Ainley gets not only his equity, but he's going to be entitled to any monies that he is owed for any damage to any property, if he is owed for any damage to property. But I don't know that, and I don't have the time to go through that right now, because this is going to be a much longer hearing than I have the time to do today. All right, so you're set to close on November 22nd.
Yes, ma'am.
That's unfortunately going to have to be delayed, because I'm not ordering him to sign that. Okay, so it's not going to happen. You're just going to have to tell him it's going to be delayed until I can have the hearing. Because he most likely will be entitled to recoup all of the mortgage payments that he's paid to keep it out of foreclosure.
Yes, they were added into what, Mr. Krupa,
Okay, excellent,
or his lawyer added it up.
excellent. I'm going to need that
It's
documentation too.
27,000 something with the payments.
Okay, so make sure you bring that too to the next hearing, so that I can make sure that all of that's being covered and taken care of. Because I want you to get your money, Miss Ainley, and I want you to be able to move on free and clear from Mr.
I have to
Ainley.
be out of my house by the 22nd,
Why?
because that was the agreement on the
Well,
sale,
not
because they're
anymore.
coming in and they're
Court
fixing the
orders-
house up.
Court orders, no. So it
Okay.
can't go through. You can tell them court orders, no. So I beat them. Sorry. So you can't. All right? You can just say, judge says no. Judge was mean today. All right? Not you, it's me. Because you can't go through with the deal. Because he has to agree with all of this, because he is on the mortgage and it can't happen. And because I'm doing an order to stay any sale of this property, because it can't happen. All right, so I'm gonna get you in as soon as I practically can. If I can get you in before the 22nd, I will do so, I promise, and I'm gonna look right now. But that will be it, because we need enough time to hammer through all of this. But I'm gonna tell you, if you don't have your evidence, you don't have your stuff, that's gonna be all. Because we're gonna be done, and we're gonna wash everybody's hair of each other, okay? And I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't want to put Logan through more trauma.
I don't either.
I don't want to put Logan through more trauma.
yes, ma'am. I have one more question, Judge Morgan.
Yes.
Can I request today that, this no contact restraining order be dropped to a no violent contact, so I
Isn't
can
it
go
already?
get some
It's
of my
done.
stuff?
Not the one for
Not
me.
for her.
I'd like mine dropped.
Well, then you gotta do it in writing. I can't do it right here. It's
Okay.
gotta be done the proper, correct way. All right, so where are we here today?
Judge
Okay.
Morgan, she told me that she's already sent you letters
I've
to have
written
this
a letter.
dropped.
All right. And again, I'm saying if you're saying things on the record, if law enforcement and the DA in here in the courtroom,
Gotcha.
violations
Clear.
of the law.
Clear enough for
Because
me.
I got 2 officers here. All right. And I got a DA.
I have one more question, Judge Morgan.
Yes.
Like my tools, which this is not even scratching the surface. I have no receipts for none of this stuff. I mean, all my stuff was destroyed. I have nothing for all of
Need
my stuff.
receipts. The law says what the ordinary person believes it to be worth. So what you think and how you can prove that, that's up to you. I can't give you legal advice. I can't show you how to do that.
I understand
You
that.
had an attorney, so you can ask, how would I go ahead and do that? I'm not
I
your
couldn't get
attorney.
any answers from Mr. Benson. I've
Well,
tried
then
for
you-
months.
Hey, Google's a good thing. That works.
I've done that.
So I can't give you more than that. I can't, I'm not here to give legal advice. I'm here to do my job. And so this is all I got for you, okay? This is the only time I can give you right now is gonna be, I can give you on November 21st, but I'm gonna let you know, guys, so you know, I am taking off a mandatory judge CLE that I have to do. I'm interfering and I'm doing this hearing over some of that time for you to get it in before the 22nd. Okay? A mandatory judge class that I have to do. All right?
And that's November 21st at what time?
1:30.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Yes.
I did tell Tim he can go through the house, take whatever. I mean, it was his too. He can have whatever he wants. I don't care if it's on his paper or not.
I know, but
Marital property, I'll walk away from it. Everything he's saying that was damaged, I don't know.
the problem is, Miss Ainley, there's an injunction.
Right, I'll get that
restraining
letter wrote right away.
order. Can't be there. And it doesn't matter, even if that's not in place. I don't want you to be there. Okay? I don't want you to be there. I don't really kind of trust you two together. Fire, gasoline.
Exactly.
Mhm.
All right? 1:30, November 21st. I'll see you here. All of the evidence, all of the things, because if you come unprepared, you don't have something, I'm telling you, I'm not giving you any more time. That is it.
Rachel says Mr. Aley can take belongings from the house, but the judge sees another danger entirely. With injunctions and hostility still hanging over them, she does not trust these two together. Her comparison says everything. Putting them together is like fire meeting gasoline. Then comes the explosive ending. The court demands complete evidence at the next hearing and warns there will be no more extensions. As accusations, interruptions, and crying erupt, the judge openly challenges Rachel's credibility and makes clear emotional displays will not replace actual proof.